Good evening, everybody. This is Daily Recall on July 17th, 2026. My name's Tom Stoukas, coming to you from Sarnia, Ontario. So, obviously, the big story is the smoke bullshit. It's horrible. 3 days in a row. And, yeah, we're a smoky hellscape, Ontario. I've never seen the sky like that for that long. Gray, just a dead gray. And we'll see what happens. I don't know what the hell happened. Like, why is this happening? I'm sure there's lots of theories, but it's weird. Like, how did this happen? And if you've ever driven up northern Ontario where the fires are, it's like trees as far as the eyes can see. So there's tons of stuff for burning. And now even the States is like, what the hell, Canada? What's going on up there? Because they got the smoke here as far down as like New York and all the northern states, obviously. So maybe they're gonna attack us for smoking them out. Trump is ready to invade. So yeah, it's been a crap weather. Like spring was one nice day, and then followed by like 4 shitty days, and then summer finally hit and we got this heat wave, and then we made it through the heat wave, and then we get this smoke wave, which is horrible. Like I can't even breathe this shit, man. I don't even ride I wanted to ride the motorcycle today, and I was like, yeah, I don't feel like inhaling smoke at 80 kilometers an hour. I guess I could have wore a mask, but no, it's just like, it just sucks. And I don't know why this happened. There's a lot of forest up there. So, I don't know. It seems, hopefully it'll start clearing up. Maybe we'll get some rain. But, yeah, it sucks. Okay. But I'm sure we'll find somebody to blame. I mean, somebody's got to be to blame for this. Why it's burning so much. I know Doug Ford, they say he cut the firefighting budgets, and we've sent billions of dollars to Ukraine instead of pay for a national fire emergency force or something. Like, I guess Canada doesn't, unlike other countries, Canada doesn't have like a national emergency force or a firefighting force, whatever. Yeah. We need to find out what happened here. And hopefully it doesn't go on for long, because it's like COVID, like, it shuts down the economy like COVID. It reminds me of, like I was walking to the park. I had to go to the park because my kid, she has her thing. She needs to go to the park. So I didn't want to go. We thought we'd go quick, right? And there was like, the roads are empty. Like, it reminded me of COVID. It was weird. And businesses are shut down. Things are getting canceled. Like, all outdoor stuff. It's crazy. And if it goes on long, it's going to affect health. Like, my lungs are full of this I haven't even been out that long. I was out yesterday, but can you imagine if you have like a condition and how it affects your breathing? Oh my God. We'll see tomorrow. We'll see with this weekend, how this weekend. So far we're on day 3. Day 3 of the smoke-a-thon. So I was just getting used to the hot weather. I didn't mind the hot weather. The smoke, though. The smoke sucks. And it's not as hot. Nowhere near as hot with the smoke. Like, that's how much it blocks the sun. It's crazy. Next, first thing here, I guess. Let's look at this. I'll see if my audio is working. Okay, it is. So, We're talking about third world Canada is our theme of this show. And obviously we got the air for it now because we got the worst air in the world because of the fires. And so we're third world country basically. And weather, we got the weather now for it, or the air for it. Here's yet another place I have to cross on my list, I guess. Toronto is basically the whole, it's off the day trip list or whatever. But now we got, more specifically, Center Island, Toronto. Of course. Niagara Falls, now Center Island. I went there once, and I'd love to bring my kids there, but look at this. It's a nice little island off Toronto. You take the ferry over, it's got all sorts of nice family stuff to do, and now it's like an Indian island. Look at it. Oh. This is Center Island. I can't believe it. It's a mess to get there, like full of Indians. It just looks, why would you want to go? Alright, there we go. They took over Center Island. So yeah, yet another place to cross off the list. I already crossed off water parks, aquariums, Center Island, Toronto. It's all off the table now for visiting. I went to Flying Squirrel in Chatham though. Chatham is a nice city. We've got to keep it. I like Chatham. I still go to the trampoline park though. Alright. Next, Dominion Society of Canada. Canadian cultural identity must reign supreme in our borders. If you want to speak foreign languages, follow foreign religions, prioritize foreign politics, and practice foreign cultures, you should stay home in your foreign country. Yeah, like the Europeans that came here, obviously the British, the French, the ones that settled here, but also the Europeans that came after, assimilated like big time. Like their kids never went to the old country. But these guys, like that's all you hear now is foreign languages, like non-stop. So it's like and you have the Canadian government not even encouraging them not to assimilate. So it's just horrible. This is how you build a country. You have the identity though. You had the Canadian identity. And if you come in, you adopted that identity. And these guys, this batch isn't adopting anything. Oh, when the government tells them not to, then of course they're not gonna. Speaking of adopting, we have this guy. The Sikh guy in Windsor is saying he went to the Good Life Fitness and the girl wouldn't let him bring his ceremonial dagger in, and I guess he had it like really showing, and he's a drama queen. These Sikhs are all drama queens. You had the Sikh guy who was doing the police exam in Winnipeg, and he was a drama queen because they wouldn't let him bring his knife in, and now this guy's being a drama queen. And this, they've been changing the laws to accommodate the religion. Religion's only like 300 years old. I don't even know what kind of religion it is, but they got the change for the RCMP uniform. They got the change for the motorcycle helmet. They got the change for now the daggers they can take everywhere. Whatever. They're just drama queens. And they call you racist if you, whatever. This is what happens when you start accommodating all these crazy things. Not just the Sikh religion, like all the other foreign religions that come in here. It's like the gay wedding cake. You cook them the wedding cake, then they keep asking for more. It's the same thing with this. You give them the RCMP turban, They won't shut up then. Let's listen with I don't know. Let's see if there's sound.
You're kicking me out of the gym
He's
right
a
now.
drama queen.
So you're kicking me out of the gym right now. Wait, you're kicking me out of the gym right now because you are scared that I'm gonna take my religious symbol. So you're scared that I'm gonna take this religious symbol and kill somebody.
What I'm saying is you have a weapon on your person. A member has brought it to my attention, and for the safety of me and everybody else in the gym, I'm asking you to leave.
But, well, I don't understand though. I don't understand.
We're a private gym. We're allowed to deny access, and you're not allowed to.
But you allowed me in the you allowed me in the
I
gym with the
didn't see
sun.
that on
Oh,
you
you didn't
when
see
you
it.
came in.
So you didn't see it.
No.
So what were you
because
doing
the
then?
desk
So
is-
so what do you do? What do they pay you for?
I'm not responding.
They don't pay you. They don't pay you to look around.
They like to abuse the women too, these
You
guys.
just let any random person in the gym then? You didn't see me
You're
walking with
also
this?
harassing me right now.
I'm not harassing you. I'm standing right here. I'm not harassing anybody.
He wants to bring his knife.
This
Wait
is
for the police officer.
this is like it's insane.
I go to the gym and I don't want some dude walking around
Getting
with a
kicked out
knife.
of the gym because these guys are apparently saying that this Kirpan is dangerous. Good life in Windsor. Good life in Windsor. It's crazy.
All right, so he's a drama queen.
So you're kicking me out of
But
the gym
it's
right
not
now.
just this guy. It's
Wait,
it's
you're kick-
you know, like I said, the guy in Winnipeg and just constantly these guys. They want to turn us into India. Like, I'm sorry. I want to live in Canada. I don't want to live in India. But these guys are determined to turn Canada into India, and our trader leaders accommodate it. Or India or Muslim Canada or Hindu Canada, whatever. All right, next. I hate when this is about politicians building homes. They talk about building homes, and if you go for a drive, they're building homes. Like, they're building homes. It's people can't afford homes. And Pierre here, he's saying we got to build more homes, and the only reason we're not building more homes is because of government red tape and zoning, whatever. And we got to get government out of the way so they can build homes. So that's why what Pierre says is causing the housing crisis in Canada, and that's why he's not registering in the polls, because he's totally out of it. Like, he won't admit it's mass immigration. He'll blame everything but. And that's why people are tuning out to him, like, except his diehard supporters. And it's stuff like this. Like, Carney says the same thing. Like, oh, we got to build more homes. No, the only reason we have to build more homes is because you keep letting in hundreds of thousands of groups, of people from these foreign cultures. Because I don't know many people that can afford to buy these brand new homes that they're currently building. All right, let's see. So it really bugs me when they do this stuff like this. They talk about homes, but they don't mention.
Before they could realistically start entering the housing.
They don't mention why.
I think within a term in office, it's reasonable and realistic to expect that home ownership would normalize again for young people. That's the way it was before this government, right? It was absolutely normal for people in their mid-20s to make down payments and own homes. And it was absolutely normal to have mortgages completely paid off by the time people were in their early 40s. That was normal. Now, it takes longer to get a down payment than it used to take to pay off the whole mortgage. We have no excuse for expensive housing. Like, if we lived in Hong Kong...
Yeah, he says, oh, Canada's got all this land, so we could take millions of Indians.
But in Canada, we have nothing but land.
We can take millions of Indians.
More land per capita than any other developed country in the world. Much of it within, 100 kilometers of the U.S. border where our population is congregated, and much of it around big cities. Even when you drive around big cities, you see tremendous
We can fit more
amounts of
Indians.
unused brown land with tumbleweed. It's not ecologically special. It's just sitting there waiting for a permit or a zoning change. And we've got hundreds of thousands of federal acres of land.
Lots of land.
That, again, are not ecologically sensitive, that are just sitting around doing nothing because it's next to impossible for business to get in and start building there. So if we could unlock that land, then we can unlock home ownership for our young people.
So he's basically saying, and I hate
Prime
this.
Minister, how long do you think?
I hate this when they say this because they're liars. So Pierre is basically saying the only reason young Canadians can't afford homes is because the government doesn't want to build homes and won't let developers build on empty land. That's the reason you can't afford a home. No, it's because hundreds of thousands of people are coming every year. They get fake mortgage documents. They live 20 to a house, and they're the ones buying the house. So Pierre wants to build more houses for them. So whatever. Pierre's dead to me. He never was. I never really was a Pierre fan, but he's totally, like, when he talks like this isn't a year old. He doesn't even want to talk about immigration. Like, it's crazy. Even the election barely talked about immigration. He did talk about immigration a little after the election, then he stopped. Michelle Rempel-Garner, that's all she talked about. Haven't heard anything from Michelle Rempel-Garner. So yeah, these guys are... Greg Wycliffe says, more homes, more immigrants. This is Pierre Poilievre's vision for Canada, which is true. Conservative Party of India. Okay. Look at this. This is horrible. All right, let's read this. Indians will destroy every river and lake in Canada if given the chance. So yeah, we saw about the religious thing. See, every religious ceremony, Indian religious ceremony, is polluting the river or the lake. That's literally their religion. It's like, how can we pollute this lake or river? So they were throwing like the idols in them. You know, you see those idols that immerse in the water and basically pollute the water. Now they're throwing ashes because, you know, their religion. They have to throw all the ashes in the water. Which I'm sure most people here bury their loved ones. Some of them cremate, and, you know, I'm sure some of them toss them in the wind by the water, whatever. But the Indians do it like on the regular. So this is happening in BC. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know what the ecologists think of this. In a deeply significant milestone for British Columbia's South Asian diaspora, the province officially opened its first dedicated ash scattering site on Thursday morning. The long-awaited facility located at the water's edge at Fraser River Viewpoint on Tilbury Island in Delta. So look at these guys. Now, I don't know how, if that. So basically they have a spot where they can go and basically throw ashes into the water. So I don't know, is it toxic? Is it toxic to throw human ashes into the water? I'm gonna ask Grog. Because, you know, they're throwing it right into the beautiful Fraser River, you know. Human ashes. Let's see what Grog says here. How toxic are human ashes? Maybe they're not toxic at all. They're not toxic to humans. They're sterile, inert mineral remains, primarily calcium phosphates from bone fragments, along with minor amounts of... Okay. Environmental. They can affect the environment if concentrated. High alkalinity, similar to bleach, and elevated sodium levels can burn plants, disrupt soil chemistry, inhibit growth, or kill seedlings in localized spots. Studies show high seedling mortality in concentrated applications. Dispersed scattering typically causes negligible or no measurable harm to soil, water, or ecosystems for a single set of remains. A single set. So here they got a platform. In water, dilution makes impacts minimal. Regulations often require scattering at least 3 nautical miles offshore. So this is... So basically, this... So basically, it's not good. Like, obviously, they say if you just scatter one body here and there, it's not a big deal. But if you have, like, a concentrated, it can affect the ecosystem. So here we are, a concentrated spot to throw human remains in the water. Look at these guys. Taking over, turning us into India. They're going to ruin the water here. I think it's like they see the water, and they see how clean it is, and they're like, we have to destroy the water. Alright, here, this is Northern Ontario. $26 billion for Ukraine, word salad for Northern Ontario. And like I said, if you've been up in Northern Ontario, it's like as far as the eye can see is trees. So hopefully the dry conditions don't last. I don't know if it was dry conditions or if it's government mismanagement or if it's, who knows. Well, I don't know why my video stopped here. I blame the CIA. Or Mossad, maybe. I don't know what happened. For some reason, it doesn't want to play. Maybe it's just getting a lot of hits. Anyway, the fire's bad. It's not good. Let's try to get some other fire videos.
They're waiting for a permit or a
There's
zoning
Pierre
change.
again.
And we've got hundreds of thousands of federal acres of land.
We're waiting for permits. No, we're waiting to deport. And I said he still doesn't get it. Pierre doesn't get it. Mass immigration has caused housing to skyrocket. Rental market to skyrocket. And we need mass deportations and to ban immigration from the Indian subcontinent and Africa. He'll never say that. He'll never say it. Instead, he blames government red tape and permits for lack of affordable housing. Like, that's why the kids won't vote for the pair. All right. Next, Ottawa. I know Ottawa. Remember that photo from Ottawa where the new transit hires were all Indians, like literally all Indians, and people. That photo was making the rounds on the internet. And well, they've done it again. They got a new police guy, and it's just such a great story. He moved from India to Ottawa in December 2018. So less than 10 years. Less than 10 years, this guy's a police guy ready to crack some skulls, Canadian skulls, when the next freedom convoy rolls into town. Anyway, so less than 10 years, this guy is in Canada and he's a cop. We don't know who the hell he is. He just shows up less than 10 years and let's give him a gun. Let's give him authority of violence over people. So he came to pursue a higher education. So no, he came to immigrate. He didn't come to go to school. He came to stay. I speak English, Punjabi, and Hindi, which helps me connect with diverse communities. Yeah, of course. Before policing, I worked in security at the High Court and Bayshore Mall. He worked at the mall as well as, I wonder if he worked at Dollarama, as well as in a seasonal bylaw role, building strong communication and public service skills. Anyway. And I see in Sarnia we got some Indian cops too, and like they're like all over. They're wearing their turbans and whatever. And it's like I can't stand cops as it is. Like I don't want to get busted by an Indian cop. Like, if I'm gonna get busted, I hate them, but I'd rather get busted by a Canadian cop. And India's a corrupt shithole. So why should we make the cops here Indian? Because I'm sure the police are totally corrupt too in India. But not saying our cops aren't corrupt. But let's add some Indian cops. That'll help the situation. So yeah, horrible stuff. Next. More Indian stuff here. Just another day on a random street in Toronto, or pretty much anywhere in Canada. Yeah. I don't know why my video isn't working. Maybe it's Bill C9. Bill C9 comes into effect, I guess, at midnight. And it's the hate speech, or the hate law. So the law, I think it's designed for those protesters that go to the synagogues and who vandalize the mosques and the synagogues and whatever. Not the Catholic, not the churches though. But also it has a thing about speech, hate speech against certain groups. So, and I think Mark Miller already said, I don't know why my video's not working here. I think this is not a fire, this is Indians. Okay. I don't know why video's not working on Twitter or X. But anyway, the C9, it's like they got this Bill C9 takes effect. But it's got a thing where if you have so let's say I say ban immigration from India because I think that's a good policy. Indians will say that's racist and that's hate, and they could use C9 to get me in trouble. So that's the idea. And Mark Miller, he was asked about, is this going to be applied to the internet? Because because they're liars. At first they were saying, it's just for the protests and to stop people from blocking kids from going to school at their Jewish day school. But then Mark Miller was asked, and he was saying, this applies to the internet too. So it's coming out tonight at midnight, so we'll see if they actually use it to, because in the UK where they come to your door and say, hey, did you post this and stuff. So that's the idea. So we'll see if that happens. Bill C9 takes effect tomorrow, so be sure to get all the hate out of your system today. Loving Canada, defending our people, culture, and borders isn't hate, it's nationalism. So basically they're outlawing nationalism. This vague law risks branding our genuine concerns and freedom of expression as hatred while real threats get a pass. So yeah, horrible. Bad enough we got the smoke, we got these guys to deal with. Alright, next one. Greg Wycliffe. Headlines like this trigger me so bad. Liberal media calling the CPC too right-wing, too aggressive, and angry. Meanwhile, the CPC is everything but too right-wing, aggressive, or angry. Yeah, so the reason Pierre's a failure and the Conservative Party under him is a total failure is because the nationalist right-wing crowd like me can't stand Pierre. They think doesn't stand for anything. He's just a poll-driven, typical politician. And then the people on the other side think he's like this fascist Trump guy, which he isn't. So he's a fake. He's basically trying to be all things to all people. And when you try to do that, you end up getting nobody. So you got to piss off some people. And he's basically pissed off everybody. He's got this small group that thinks he's awesome, but other than that, people on the right think he's not right-wing enough. People on the left think he's too mean and right-wing. That's what happens when you try to appeal to everyone. But I have a feeling Pierre's days are numbered. Nick Kuvalis, who helped get Rob Ford elected mayor of Toronto, and he helped Doug Ford probably. He's going after Pierre pretty good. It's hilarious. He doesn't like Pierre, but I don't really like that Doug Ford's premier, but I respect that Nick Kuvalis he wins. Like, he knows what he's talking about. He hates Pierre. He thinks Pierre's not going to win anything. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the Conservative Party. But as far as I'm concerned, the Conservatives are irrelevant. Like, they don't do anything. All right. Next, Trump. Trump is not happy with Canada's forest management. Yeah, the U.S. is bitching about us. Maybe they have a point. Maybe they don't. I don't know. But they're not happy because, like, I get it. They're in the middle of the summer. Americans very much like to enjoy their summers. And you can't enjoy the summer with the sky the way it is. It's horrible. So I can understand why they're not happy. I get it. None of us are happy. Here's Donald Trump. We are holding Canada responsible for the fact that they are not properly maintaining their forests and brush. He's criticized California for the same thing. When they had their fires, he was saying the same thing about California. The United States is being unnecessarily invaded by filthy, polluted, and unhealthy air, the quality of which is dangerous and totally unacceptable. I will call the Prime Minister during the day to find out what they are going to do about it. The cost is incalculable. Canada has refused to engage in basic forest management and debris removal, knowing that such refusal will lead to exactly this result. This is willful negligence and becoming a yearly occurrence, costing the U.S. billions of dollars, which cost of this pollution must of necessity be added to the tariffs Canada is currently paying. Thank you for your attention. So he's basically saying he's going to start charging us for polluting the air. So what it says, according to this, 191 fires are still burning, 81 are considered out of control in northern Ontario. That seems like a lot. So Trump's not happy with us. Next, Trump threatens to raise tariffs on Canada over wildfire smoke. He might, he says a lot of things, but the point is it's going to be, it's unavoidable that the U.S. is not going to be, Americans aren't going to be happy having their summer ruined by smoke. I get it. Doug Ford, I saw him today having a press conference. He's got a big tan on him, and he's destroyed Ontario, literally. His forest management skills are zero. He's brought in millions of Indians to Ontario. He did COVID horribly, like he was a COVID commie. He's done everything to destroy Ontario. Anyway, Indians will destroy every river and lake. Here's the city of Delta BC. This is where they were doing for the ashes. The city of Delta BC spent $225,000 to upgrade the Fraser viewpoint. So this is like a viewing area of the Fraser River to make it more culturally appropriate to human ashes into the river for the Indian ritual of Asti. Whatever the hell that is. Look at this river, man. That's probably an Indian river, but still. Home of BC's first ash scattering site. First. So Canada was here, 1867, almost like 180 years, let's say, 160 years, whatever. I can't count right now. And now we have an ash scattering site. That's just a coincidence. After 160 years, we finally got our ash scattering site. So yeah, there's Doug Ford there. Look at the tan on him. Son of a... So it says Ontario will spend $465 on 5 new helicopters and 6 new water bombers to fight wildfires. He's pushed back against U.S. Republicans who criticize Canada, saying they should send help rather than complain. So maybe probably should have done that 5 years ago, Doug, you fat traitor. Anyway, we'll see who's responsible for this fire, but maybe we won't. Like, I don't think we'll ever know who's really starting all these. Like, that's a lot of fires. How the hell do you have like 100 and something fires going on? Like, it doesn't seem normal to me.
Welcome to the...
We're also strengthening our fleet of firefighting.
Should have done this 5 years ago.
By investing $650 million, which is the largest purchase in Ontario and Canadian history, to purchase 5 new helicopters and 6 new water bombers.
He's got a good tan.
I have to remind the American people, when there was wildfires in California, we had our water bombers on standby. The only reason we couldn't send them because they didn't have the water to get the water bombers filled up. When the hurricanes happened, I think it was last year, down in Georgia, North Carolina, we sent our linemen down there to reconnect. We sent resources, we sent everything. So, a good neighbor, and I truly believe
so
the Americans
he's
are good neighbors.
dissing the states.
If there's some politicians out
they're
there
covered in
taking
smoke,
away,
so let's diss them some more.
Maybe what you should do rather than complain is send support, send help, because we have done the exact same thing for our American friends, and that's what you're supposed to do.
So he's using the smoke, the fires to keep his fight going with the states. Like, come on, man. Like, this guy's been premier for the last 8-9 years. Maybe we should look into, like, I guess he cut a bunch of budget, firefighting budget, so it wasn't a top priority for this guy. Now they're going to spend all this money. All right. This guy is up near the fires. I've driven up this area, and like I said, there's trees everywhere as far as the eye can see. So, I mean, I guess it's hard to manage. I get it. But it just seems weird. It's like driving through fog, halfway between roadblocks on Highway 11 and Thunder Bay.
Down here, but this is Highway 11, and basically
I
there
can
is a
imagine
roadblock
now.
up there, and you can see how bad it is. As we were driving along, it really felt like we were driving through fog. Well, wearing this respirator
Look at the
might
smoke.
be a bit of overkill, but I can tell you, there's a pretty big difference between having it on and having it off. When it's off, you can smell the smoke. You actually feel the harshness of each breath in the back of your throat. We're about halfway between where the roadblock is near Quetico Park and Thunder Bay. We're gonna go all the way out to the roadblock to see how the situation is out there. Lots of cars going up and down here, but this is Highway 11, and basically there is a roadblock up there, and you can see how bad it is. As we were driving along, it really felt like we were driving through fog, and of course, none of this is fog. This is all smoke right now. I'll give you an idea there. Take a look. But as we get closer and closer, the big question.
That's how the sky looks in Sarnia too, but it's not obviously as smoky,
going up and over and
as potent, but it looks exactly like that horrible gray.
all the way up to the where the fires are themselves. And my guess is it's gonna be just like this.
That's crazy. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next few days. I hope it clears, because it's annoying as hell. But it is what it is. Now I've seen people now with masks on the street, and it just brings back the COVID flashbacks. But, I get it. The mask, though, actually, if you have a proper mask, it might help. I don't know. But because the dust particles from smoke, I think, are way bigger than COVID was. Like micro, if it even existed, it was microscopic. Like, it passed through those stupid masks. So maybe dust masks will help. I don't know. But it just gives me a flashback of COVID. The empty streets, the mass. Oh, we'll see. I'm sure it'll clear up. Next, last one of the night, a little cultural, a little entertainment. Is the Odyssey is out this weekend, and it's got a lot of bad publicity because of the casting. It's horrible. So far, I have a copy of it. I'm not going to tell you where I got it, but anyway, it's horrible. It could have been a good movie. I only watched 45 minutes so far. There's like 2 hours left, but in the first 45 minutes, it's like DEI Central. There's so many Africans or black people and the Indian guy's like his top lieutenant. And we saw the Elliot Page, whatever, the Ellen Page, I'm calling her, but the first 45 minutes, there's tons of black people, and it's distracting because, it's set in ancient Greece, and maybe there was tons of black people in each. I don't know. I don't think so. And I haven't even gotten to Helen yet. She's coming up, I think. But I'm into 45 minutes exactly, and it's like tons of black dudes, tons of like Indian dudes, and it's like the point is, the reason I'm saying is when you're watching a movie, you want to get into the movie, and when you see stuff like that, it totally gets you out of it. Like it's like and it's like literally, like it starts with this rapper Travis, whatever. I don't even know his name, Travis something. And well, that's him right there. He's the start of the movie, and then has a black dude in the palace trying to get the queen, and then has a Menelaus' kid's black, and no, Menelaus is Helen's husband, but Agamemnon's kid's black, and it's very distracting. It's like it totally ruins the kind of the not the believability, but just kind of the fantasy of the story, whatever. And it could have been, otherwise it's kind of cool. It could have been a good movie, but it's obviously they do it. Like Netflix does it too. It's just garbage, man. Like, just tell the story, man. Tell the story. It's a good story. I don't think you need to DEI it to death, but that's what I saw in the first 45 minutes. So I'm gonna stop, and once I'm done here, I'm gonna watch the rest of it. I'm sure it's gonna be DEI slop the whole way, and it just, like I said, it just ruins you're just trying to watch a movie, So yeah, let's watch this with Boys in the Hood. All right, so that's it for tomorrow, that's it for tonight. Probably be back by Sunday, January 19th. See how the smoke's going. Yeah. Until then, try to enjoy your weekend. Stay out of the smoke, I guess. And we'll see you then.